Yeah, so Lil Wayne.
I would love for you to tell this story.
We booked Lil Wayne. The stars aligned, and we were able to get Lil Wayne for way cheaper than we would have gotten Lil Wayne ordinarily.
Interesting.
And
That's crazy.
With those hip hop artists for the nightclub, a lot of times it's just VIP walkthroughs. Okay. So maybe it's like they're contracted for 15 minutes of actual performance.
Oh, so not much.
But they have to be in the building for an hour. Like they have to be in the VIP section for an hour. Like that's you can't just walk in, do your 15 minutes and leave. You have to hang out. It's visibility. People need to take photos and video. There has to be, you know what I mean? Because it's good for the club that like these people are hanging out. Yeah, no one needs to know why they're hanging out.
You're booking them, part for the show, but mostly for the prestige.
The clout for the room. So that when we throw a party and we go, special guests, people like, oh, is it going to be Fetty Wap? Is it going to be Future? Is it going to be Lil Wayne? And it's like,
DJ Cody Trout,
Yeah. So it was a day party, whatever day, Valentine's Day weekend, NBA All-Star weekend. We have Lil Wayne coming. Contracted for 15-minute performance and an hour VIP walkthrough.
That's cool.
And it snowed that day, like super bad.
Because this is in New York City, right?
Well, it was Long Island. We make the calls or whatever. Like, well, are we going to open? We already, made the deposit. We're not going to be able to get our money back. He's never coming back for that price.
Yeah.
Like, we'll just have the event. So we were like a 12 to 1500 cap room.
Yeah.
Especially for like on nightclub night, we would get that number like way higher because it's like in and outs.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 200 people were there because
just because of the weather.
Yeah, the weather. Damn. And I mean, it was a day party, and normally day parties do pretty well. But I don't know. I guess Valentine's Day, All-Star Weekend, there was just too many things working against us.
Because I guess in my naivety, I would think that like big events like All-Star Weekend, they would get more people in there. But it almost was too much going on and worked against you. So
Long Island traffic only heads towards the city.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of things were working against us.
Okay.
No excuses. 200 people show up.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne pulls up. Whatever, get him car service. However it happens.
You gave him a piggyback ride through the snow.
Yeah, I carried him. I put on snowshoes.
I mean, he's Lil, so.
Lil. So he shows up, and in general, when rappers show up, it's like the entourage is like 60 people. You got the hoe getter, the blunt roller, the guy who pours drinks, the guy who gets free Chipotle. The fucking, everybody in the building, right? MC Hammer.
Yeah.
Neil Rubenstein. You know what I mean? Everyone comes with me.
Yeah.
The exceptions are Ja Rule, Ice-T,
okay,
and Lil Wayne.
Oh, he did not have a big entourage.
He had 2 Jamaican women.
Whoa.
Like aunties. Like not like
not like hoes.
Not like like aunties.
Interesting.
Like 2 older Jamaican women. Like in their 50s, maybe 60s. He was wearing pajamas and a wool hat. They were dressed like aunties. One had a giant bag. She stuffed it with cash. like when we paid them, she was the boss.
They requested cash.
All those hip hop artists, all cash.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't trust anybody.
That's very interesting.
I mean, that's their upbringing. You know what I mean? They don't
fair.
trust anybody. They don't trust the government. They don't trust the promoters. I mean, maybe it's white people. I don't know. They just don't trust anybody. You know what I mean? I mean, I get it. You're fucked over your whole life. You come from squalor. Like, I mean, the kid was shot when he was 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get it. Don't trust anybody. I'm cool with it. Like, yeah, if I could demand cash every day, I would demand cash every day. For sure.
That's true.
So she comes downstairs to get paid. She puts bricks of money in her bag.
Damn.
And she sits on the stage next to him holding her bag.
Wow.
That's her job. She's auntie money. She just fucking sits there with the bag. And then, we have our security guys that have to like stay with them.
Yeah.
The other auntie is like, whatever, doing business stuff. He comes in. he's already so. I know background. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So I know background information, like Manny Fresh and Birdman, the guys who ran. What was the label? Cash Money.
Cash Money Records.
Yeah. When they brought him in, he was like 14, 15. And Juvenile and BG and Turk. When they brought these kids in, they're from bad areas. So they knew, like, they're the smart dude. Birdman and Manny Fresh don't get nearly enough credit for how fucking brilliant they are.
Okay.
They knew these kids are going to get in trouble. They're going to get women pregnant. They're going to get shot at. They're going to sell drugs. The only way to keep them out is to make them think that the studio is their favorite place.
Gotcha.
So they just got him in the studio, And the reason that Lil Wayne is the best of those guys is because he spent the most time in the studio. I mean, watch any documentary on Lil Wayne, any interview with Lil Wayne. That dude is in the studio 100% of his life.
I have heard legendary stories of like
he's just in the studio.
He's recorded tens of thousands of songs.
So at one point, I heard this story. At one point, he just wanted to record everything he had ever written down.
Oh my gosh!
So that he was done. So that like everything is new now, and he just recorded like 10,000 bars.
Oh my god!
And like it's just out there. Like there's just freestyle upon freestyle upon freestyle. Just him. Just reading what's in his books.
Damn.
Yeah, and now he doesn't. Now apparently, and I hear this about a lot of rappers. Like he's so good now that like he doesn't even write anymore. He just like listens and he's like, all right, and he just fucking.
It's interesting you say that because one of my close friends is a engineer and producer, and he worked at a big record label and was the engineer they selected when Lil Wayne booked like 4 days of studio time.
Yeah. So go ahead. Whoop. Without knowing your friend, without knowing the story, I'm going to say he sat there for 3 days. Lil Wayne didn't show up. And then Lil Wayne finally showed up with like 4 hours left and then made the 4 hours of the sickest records ever.
Almost exactly.
Yeah. So I hear that story constantly.
He said he booked like 4 or 5 days.
He just pays for it. He doesn't show up.
Oh, and it was expensive.
Yeah, of course. And But what he is doing is he's in the studio on his bus or he's in the studio somewhere else. He's not just paying for that studio. He's paying for another studio wherever else.
Like he just wants to be
wherever he's at, he's in a studio and he doesn't want any problems. So it's like with the card room. Like if this place goes down, we need another place to go to. So he just books 3 rooms.
Yeah.
He just books studios.
Amazing.
And he just shows up and he fucking crushes it. And you're like, all right, I guess that's a wrap. And he's like, that's good.
But what you like, just like you were saying in the story, I don't know the details of any entourage or anything, but during recording time, they wanted as few people as possible in there.
He doesn't. Yeah,
he wanted to get in there and just go.
Yeah,
there was no writing. He just they called it punching in. Like he was just,
Yeah. So he raps. He says his things. He doesn't like a line. He's like, I want to punch in that third line. He punches in that third line, and then he keeps going. Dude, he's a machine.
The guy's name was Dale, and he said it was. Yeah. He's produced actually for a lot, or engineered for a lot of big art. He said he's never seen anything like it.
So I mean, Lil Wayne. I mean, he's a top 10.
Inarguable.
Like he's a top 10 alive for sure.
Yeah.
He's probably a top 10 alive or dead.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you want to argue, fine. Top 25 of all time.
He's one of the greats.
Definitely. And he's at his peak 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Or 5 years ago. Whenever that story was, I'm sure he was at his peak.
Yeah. I didn't mean so it's snowing.
No, yeah.
Lil Wayne shows
up. So Lil
Wayne
shows up, no entourage, just the 2 aunties. He's got a yellow solo cup already.
Yeah.
A red solo cup already. He's got a blunt behind his ear.
Oh, yeah.
He comes on stage. His rider is an ace of spades and like some other bottle. So we bring him. We're like, hey, I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. We're over here. Come over here. So the way our setup was.
So you actually got to be the one to interact with him.
Yeah, I always, because I booked everything, so I always like brought
That's
the
gotta be
guys.
pretty
Sometimes
cool.
the owners would want to get involved, and it's like, fine, I don't care.
But even a little handshake, that's got to feel pretty cool.
I mean, maybe we didn't even shake hands. Maybe I shook hands with the auntie, paid the auntie, but I brought him out, or got the head of security, brought him out. When it's like a guy like Lil Wayne, like everyone's like, oh, I want to be the guy, and it's like, I don't care, I don't give a fuck. So yeah, so we bring Lil Wayne out. The way our setup was. So the stage is like whatever. We had a big stage, and then in the middle we had a bike rack, or not bike racks, but rails.
Okay.
Dividing the stage into 3.
Okay.
And in the middle, halfway back in the middle was our DJ booth.
Okay.
And then rails here and here for the VIP sections.
Gotcha.
And then there's a VIP mezzanine there and a VIP mezzanine there.
Okay.
Lil Wayne comes in the back door. The auntie goes that way, got to get paid before he walks in the building.
Yeah.
So we pay the auntie, then we come up, we show Lil Wayne to his table. It's the front table by the rails. We give him his bottles. He pops the Ace of Spades immediately. He starts drinking the Ace of Spades out of the bottle, lights his
pretty hardcore, because Ace of Spades is like the most expensive.
Yep. Starts smoking his blunt, lights his blunt. Just fucking being cool, being like the coolest person you've ever seen in your life.
That's wild.
I mean, literally in pajamas and a wool hat with like the you know what I mean, like with the pom pom and the long, you know what I mean, like that look, like, and he's just chilling. He walks over to Lil Wayne, he gives him the microphone, and he says, "When you're ready, just hit this button." Lil Wayne goes, "Just hit the button." So he hits the, and I mean, he's playing like whatever right now. He's playing like Notorious B.I.G. or he's just playing whatever right now.
Yeah.
So he presses he turns the mic on for Wayne. Wayne takes it, and he's in the section. Wayne walks to the front where the rail is, not in the middle where the performers are, where the rail is. He walks over to the rail, and he just starts freestyling over whatever the fuck is being played. Right?
Yeah.
Young Money, there we go.
Yeah. So Smooth sees what's going on, and he just starts playing Wayne tracks and Drake tracks and anything with a Wayne feature on it. And he's just playing beats for a while. And Wayne is rapping. I mean, he is easy 45 minutes, if not an hour.
Oh,
just going. There's and I mean, it was like, I wish there was more footage of it. There's like 1 or 2 little videos, poorly filmed videos on YouTube of it. Like if you Google Lil Wayne Emporium Patchogue, there's like 2 videos of him. So
this was the era before, but he had camera phones.
It was. I mean,
right
it was right at the beginning of everyone it was right at the beginning of everyone filming everything.
Yeah.
So it was just like a little bit. Dude, it was like, I mean, Instagram just started. I think it was like 2012 it was like 2014. Whatever year the All-Star NBA All-Star game was in New York.
Yeah.
14, 15, something like that. Yeah, dude, it was sick.
Did the people in the room realize what was going on?
We all understood.
Yeah.
Everyone understood. Like, oh, this is insane. This is Lil Wayne performing for an hour to nobody. This is insane. It was a special thing. It was like really cool. It was really cool. And I wish there was better footage, man, because it was
for
just
like an hour straight. He's just going.
Dude,
in.
he was just going in for like, I mean, minimum 45 minutes. I think it was a little over an hour. I mean, anything Smooth played, anything Smooth City played,
was ready.
He just spit. I mean, I don't know if it was accurate. He was just going in. He was just having fun. And I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like that's beautiful. And it says a lot about the artist. And then, when you hear more tale of him, you're like, oh, this dude's like this dude's like loves rap. He loves rapping. I mean, I sound so white being like, he loves to rap, but he does. He loves to fucking spit bars. You know what I mean?
Like somebody who's, famous for doing something and it's like something they
His
do could
passion.
be a superstar.
Yeah.
But he really loves making the music.
And that's why he's the best to do it, which I imagine Eminem's the same way. I
Yeah.
imagine Jay-Z's the same way. I imagine Jadakiss and 50 Cent are the same way. They're just hard working people. They love what they do. They want to keep doing, which is why Bill Burr's the best, which is why Tom Segura is great, or whoever your favorites are. You know
what it makes me think of is the stories that you hear about Dave Chappelle walking in and doing a 4-hour set.
4 hours.
Hey, who's got a mic?
Yeah. 4
in a
hours.
random place.
Yeah.
He just loves doing
He
stand-up.
just loves